most ancient ceremony common to all peoples of the earth, all religions, is that conducted around the ritual fire. From the time humanity first harnessed fire and learned to communicate with the gods, until the present day, rituals like this Vedic fire Yagna have been observed to celebrate the bond between humans and the spiritual forces of the universe.
Last year in October, we generated what's called a Yagna, a fire sacrifice. It took place in the hills of Malibu, north of Los Angeles, and it lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. The spirit of the Yagna is to generate healing, harmony, and to increase peace among all sentient beings on Earth and throughout the universe.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
The Yagna started early in the morning and went on through sunset and into the night.
The effect of Yagna is one of purification and clearing of obstacles. There is a tradition to the use of Yagna to generate clearing and purification for the furthering of Dharma and Dharma teaching.
The structure of the ceremony, although complex, was orderly, and a daily rhythm developed under the directions of the Brahmins.
Brahmins must undergo a very intense yogic training. Nobody can just become a Brahmin. You have to be born into a Brahminical family. They live by a very rigorous code of education, methods, and behavior that takes approximately 14 years to fructify. This produces a very distinct quality of vibration. They're a very rare kind of human being. The Brahmins conducting these yagnas are all very accomplished yogis and know what they're doing.
All the ceremony centered around the fire.
The mechanics of Yagna are very mysterious. But through that method, very potent and powerful frequencies of energy are made available to any and all who participate, however developed their own spiritual or yogic abilities become. The quality of ritual is to make the invisible visible through some abstract symbol and through method involving drama and theater and magic.
First, the protecting deities had to be installed.
Durga is an aspect of the mother and is sacred to Yagna. Shiva, the Lord of Yoga. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. And Vishnu, the sustainer. The blessings of the Guru lineage, the enlightened beings of the 3 times and places, past, present, and future, are also propitiated, because it is the Guru principle, more than any other principle in the pantheon of energies, which brings spiritual evolution to the mind of the practitioners. That energy is the swiftest and most compassionate in its availability of grace.
As the ceremony unfolded, the attendees were fascinated by the progression, feeding the fire, and the offerings, a full variety of ghee, metals, and food. The force of the fire could be felt to accumulate over time.
The earth becomes the cradle where the fire appears. It produces a gate in time and space where the very essence of the self radiates in full strength into this world. The spiritual force that's present in Yagna does not require a lot of understanding as far as archaic esoteric knowledge of yoga, because the force is radiant, pure spiritual energy. It is present. Enormous spiritual energy is pumped into the area where Yagna occurs. It's one of the single forms of spiritual action that is utterly fortunate. It has no secular prescriptions. It is completely abundant, and fortune passes on all sides.
It wasn't always easy to be present, but once seated, one could not move. The process generated a presence that was intractable. We're modern people. We live in one of the newest, most active and vital cities in the world, yet this ancient ritual is part of life here today.
The essence of the Yagna is the union of heaven and earth, that which is the union of the seen and the unseen. The fire is married to the sky. You can't find that point where they touch. It's the point where the fire touches the sky. That's the self.
The ceremony is affecting my life. I can feel it in my being.
We're like a fire. We spend ourselves in our lives. What burns? Our life burns. We appear in the sky. We unfold ceaselessly. The fuel burns faster, faster, faster. Where is that connection? What is that union? Who is left? The fire expresses the explosion of life, that which appears, that which creates itself out of nothing.
I've promised myself that I'll come to the next Yagna in October to see how far I've come by participating in this one.
We are going to be giving another Yagna in October. This event is going to be greater in scope than the one last year. We have a greater vision for the Yagna. We have invited a larger number of priests, and we are opening the event to the public. It's going to be dedicated to the Great Mother, and the ceremony is being called the Guru Mahashakti Yagna for World Peace. It is an offering for healing of the earth and for the increase of peace on the planet and among all peoples. You are invited.